souls. It's time for a new episode. It's been a while. I took a little break because our beloved dog passed away, and that was such a sad moment for us because he's been with us for 13 years, almost 13 years. He literally was our baby, and it was very sad. But I'm back, and this morning I woke up and I was like, wouldn't it be interesting to record an episode about how to get yourself back into the inspired action mode? Because that's sometimes a thing that is so hard for us, right? When we feel down or we don't feel motivated, and how the hell do you get yourself back into the inspired action modus? So this has been a thing that I've struggled with for so many years, and the people who know me longer than for the past year, who've known me since 2018, know that in the past I would sometimes disappear for weeks in a time because I just couldn't find that inspired action place in myself, right? And I absolutely believe that sometimes you just need some divine integration time, but I don't necessarily believe that needs to last for months and months in a row. And it definitely doesn't mean that you disappear off the radar in those moments. So what I sort of discovered the last year is really how to stay in that inspired action mode and how to not allow myself to really sort of slide down that, slide, right? Where you just feel like, oh my God, it's getting worse and worse and worse. I have really discovered that sometimes I just have a moment that I don't feel so inspired or something sad happens like this, but I also discovered how I can actually help myself get back on track again, how to get back in the saddle again. And if you get thrown off a horse, right, it's also always very important you get back into the horse right away, because otherwise the fear just builds up and builds up and builds up, and before you know it, you never want to ride another horse again. So this morning I woke up not feeling very inspired at all, but I was like, doesn't matter, it's Tuesday, it's the day after Christmas, and I just really want to feel good again. So the way I actually do that nowadays is let me tell you this. My blessing are my clients, because if I don't have any clients, it's way harder for me to get into the inspired action mode. But because I have clients and I have the obligation, in a sense, to check in with them on Voxer, I have something that really gets me out of bed, and it gets me in that situation that I'm like, okay, doesn't matter how I feel, I have to show up. Just like you have to show up for your children, you have to show up for your clients. So the first thing I usually do when I don't feel really on top of the world, I check in on Voxer. And the reason why I love working in Voxer is because my clients send me voice memos and I send them voice memos back. And it's a very personal way of working together. And it really allows so much room and space for divine. It's just like a co-creation, right? It's not I don't work with any programs that I just come up with and just think of beforehand. Nothing is fixed. I have sort of an outline that I walk through with my clients, but it's never okay, this week we're going to do this week we're going to do this. No, it's always personalized to their energy. And the reason why that works so well for me is because I have a responsive strategy. And if you are a manifesting generator like me, or a generator, you most likely have a responsive energy as well. And the beauty of that is that when you have a responsive energy, that when somebody tunes in with you, you automatically feel, okay, this is what I want to do with that client. So this is why it never works very well for people with a responsive strategy to make fixed offers or programs upfront, because we need that divine interaction with our clients. When there is no interaction, we do not deliver our best work. I mean, we can create something from our mind, of course we can, but it won't resonate with your clients the way you want it to, unless you have that beautiful interaction with your clients. So for me, Voxer is the perfect way to have that interaction with my clients and to deliver my best work at all times. So this is what I actually did this morning. I just woke up and I checked in on Voxer, and luckily I had some clients who already dropped some messages there. Some sent me some test voice memos / podcast episodes. This is one of the things I'm currently experimenting with. It's very fun. So I really believe that in order to build a successful business, you need to know what your art is. And your art is that one thing that really comes so natural for you and that you can just do at any moment and any time. And the way I sort of discover what the art of my clients is, because a lot of the times we don't really know, is by having them record like voice messages or podcast episodes, trial episodes for me. And this is such a fun way of working, because in those episodes there is so much gold. There's so much gold hidden in those episodes. So this is one of the things I'm currently experimenting with all of my clients. So my manifesting generators are doing this. I have a reflector, which is so fun because only 1% of the population is a reflector. So this is really cool that I have a reflector in my clientele right now. I have projectors and I have generators, and then I also have a manifestor. So I'm sort of experimenting with this with all of the human design types, and it's very interesting because it works for all the human design types. Only the way I present the assignment to them is different based on their design. So when I present it to a manifesting generator, it's like totally like how I would do it. But then for a reflector, for example, they don't want an exam. Like, for example, for manifesting generators, I'll give them the assignment, but I also will give them 2 samples of other podcast episodes so they can sort of like use the responsive strategy to tune in and be like, oh, wait, okay, this is how I can do that. But for example, a reflector, she's like, oh my God, no, please do not send me any examples, because if I get the examples, I won't know what will be my energy and what will be the energy of another person, right? Because a reflector is such a mirror, right? So human design is such an interesting tool to integrate in your offers. Once you understand this really takes your business to a next level. And I started experimenting with this also in my selling, in how I sell my offers. I really personalize the message according to who I have in front of me. So when I have a manifesting generator, my messaging around my offer will be completely different than when I present it to a reflector or to a manifestor. So this is really a key ingredient which you can actually start applying into your business. It's really fun and it's very interesting. So anyways, this morning I received a couple of memos from my clients, and one beautiful soul also dropped in a trial episode. So I listened to that and I was like, oh, this is so fun. So immediately my responsive strategy, like my responsive nature, because I'm a manifesting generator, kicks in, and it's like, oh, wait, okay, now I know what to do. And then I sort of get the train rolling. It's like a domino effect, right? You have to place the first stone, and then the rest follows. And that is so interesting if you use your strategy in a correct way. So for me this morning, it was tuning into my beautiful clients, and then that was sort of the kickoff. And then I also planned a call with one of my team members who is like really, well, more of my right hand than a team member. She's really cool. She has such a beautiful vision. And we just had this call and we sort of brainstormed about some ideas I have around an offer that I'm sort of thinking about creating. An offer really focused on manifesting generator. So we started talking about that. And that really got the ball rolling as well. So the way I get myself back into the inspired action mode is by really seeing what's in front of me, what my human network is already presenting to me, and really following those signs. And once I start following the things that are already in front of me, then I get the inspired action for other things, right? So if you would have asked me this morning, okay, Sophie, are you going to record an episode today? My answer would have been definitely like, oh my God, I do not know where to record an episode about. Or if you would have asked me like, if do you feel like selling anything today? I would have been like, oh my God, I wouldn't know what to sell. I don't feel any inspired action. Literally, it was as a 0 this morning. But now I followed all the things the human network already presented to me, and I started following those things. And by following those things, it's now like 1 o'clock and I did so many things already. I answered all of my clients. I came up with super cool assignments for all of my clients. I had the meeting with my team member. I already created a super cool sort of free offer for my mailing list. If you're not on my mailing list, I would highly recommend that you subscribe to my mailing list, because I always send out my coolest, newest things to them first. And then I also got the inspired action for this podcast episode. So this episode is really to remind you that you are in charge of your own life, and that if you feel at a 0 in the morning, that doesn't mean that it has to define your complete day. You can get yourself back into that inspired action mode, but you just need to understand how to really use and utilize your design, and how to understand how you can use your strategy to get yourself back into the saddle. So I really hope this episode was helpful for you. If you have any questions around human design, or if you feel that you want to share your profile with me and just ask some questions around that, you can always send me your profile to my Instagram account, which is at sophieditmar.official, or you can send me an email. I prefer Instagram because I have the option there to send you voice memos as well, which I absolutely love doing. And I just really hope this was helpful. If it was helpful, you would do me such a pleasure by ranking the episode with a 5-star, because more people will be able to find the podcast episode once we rank it highly. And I wish you a beautiful week, and I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful new year, if we don't speak before the 30th or 31st. And yes, I wish you a beautiful day. We'll speak soon. Bye. Okay, loves. So if you have your own business and you are into human design, then please feel free to send me an email to sophie@sophieschoice.com with yes, please. You only need to send out those words, yes, please. Or you can send it to my Instagram, sophieditmar.official, and then send me a DM with yes, please. And then I got a special surprise for you. You will absolutely love it. So just make sure you send me those words, yes, please, if you are a business owner and if you are into human design.